I installed security cameras after a break-in happened a few streets away from my house. At first, they gave me peace of mind. I could check my front door, backyard and living room from my phone no matter where I was. For months, nothing unusual happened. Then one morning, I walked into my kitchen and noticed one of the dining room chairs wasn't where I left it. It wasn't a big difference, maybe a foot or two. I assumed I had forgotten moving it. People forget things all the time. I didn't think much of it. A few days later, I noticed something else. The door leading to my laundry room was cracked open. I always kept that door shut. Still, I convinced myself I probably left it open. Then small things kept happening. A lamp was turned slightly, a blanket folded differently, a cabinet door left open. Nothing valuable was missing, nothing was broken, just tiny changes. Tiny changes that slowly started making me question myself. Eventually, I became convinced I was imagining it. Maybe I was stressed. Maybe I wasn't paying attention. Then one Saturday, I left town to visit family. Halfway through the drive, I opened my security camera app to check on the house. Everything looked normal. The living room was empty. The kitchen was empty. The backyard was empty. Then I noticed something strange. One of my indoor cameras was pointed in a different direction. I knew exactly where it was supposed to face. I had installed it myself. Now it was angled toward the hallway. I pulled over and reviewed the footage. At first, nothing seemed unusual. Then I found a clip recorded at 2 a.m. The camera suddenly moved. Just slightly, like someone had adjusted it, but nobody was supposed to be inside my house. I immediately called a neighbour and asked them to check on the place. They walked through every room. Nobody was there. No signs of forced entry. No broken windows. Nothing. I felt embarrassed. I thanked them and continued my trip. But that night, I couldn't stop thinking about the footage. The next morning, I logged into my camera account settings. That's when I saw it. A device I didn't recognise was connected to my account. At first, I assumed it was an old phone. Then I checked the login history. Someone had been accessing my cameras for nearly 2 months, almost every day. My stomach dropped. I changed my password immediately, enabled two-factor authentication, logged out all devices. Problem solved, or so I thought. The strange things stopped for about a week. Then they started again. This time they were impossible to ignore. I came home from work and found a framed photo sitting on my kitchen counter. The photo normally stayed on a shelf in the living room. I lived alone. Nobody else had a key. I checked every camera recording. Nothing. No movement, no intruder. No explanation. Then I noticed something terrifying. Several hours of footage were missing, not corrupted, deleted. Someone had removed them. That night, I barely slept. Every sound in the house made me jump. The next morning, I called a cybersecurity company. They reviewed my camera system. After several hours, the technician called me back. I'll never forget what he said. He told me someone hadn't just accessed my cameras. They had administrator control. They could watch live feeds, delete recordings, move cameras, disable alerts. They essentially had the same control I did. I asked how long it had been happening. He checked his notes. Then he said something that made my blood run cold. At least 6 months. 6 months. Someone had been watching my house for 6 months, learning my routine, knowing when I left, knowing when I came home, knowing when I slept. I felt sick. The technician recommended replacing everything, cameras, router, passwords, all of it. I followed every instruction. For a few weeks, things seemed normal again. Then one evening, I received an email. No subject line, no sender name. Just a single attachment, a photo. I opened it. My heart stopped. The picture showed me sleeping in my bed. The photo had been taken inside my house. I checked the timestamp. It was from 3 nights earlier. I immediately called the police. Officers searched the entire property. They found no signs of entry, no fingerprints, nothing. The investigation went nowhere. Weeks passed. Then another email arrived. Another photo. This time, it showed me sitting on my couch watching television. The angle wasn't from a security camera. It looked like someone was standing inside the room, watching me, taking the picture. I moved out 2 days later. New apartment, new city, new cameras, new everything. I thought I was finally safe. Then one night, my phone buzzed. It was a security notification. Someone had attempted to log into my new camera account. The login request came from the same device ID that had accessed my old cameras. My hands started shaking. Whoever had been watching me had found me again. I denied the login request, changed every password, and disconnected every camera in my apartment. That was 8 months ago. I haven't installed another camera since. Because the thing that keeps me awake at night isn't wondering who was watching me. It's wondering how they always seem to know where I was. Subscribe to Generated Nightmares for more stories.